Manchester United fans, welcome. Dan United here on a very, very hot day. I am as red as can be. Some would say it's because I've been out in the sun all day. Some would say it's because I forgot to wear sunscreen. Some would say it's because of one man and one man only, and that is Jadon Sancho. We have got a lot to unpack tonight, people, so buckle up. It's not going to be a happy one. Manchester United for so long, we all know this. We have been held to ransom by players in the past. We're in a bit of a situation here where we have a player. We have 4 players that we are trying to get rid of. 5, some would say. One of these players has been given opportunity to leave the club. That man is this man. Where is he? Where is he? This man right here. This man right here has had the opportunity to leave Manchester United, not on 1 occasion, not on 2 occasions, not on 3 occasions, but to my knowledge, 4 occasions. And he's not going. He's not going anywhere. He is like Jordan Belfort in Wolf of Wall Street. I'm not fucking leaving. That's what he's saying. Fabrizio Romano dropped it today that Juventus and Napoli have said there is an offer there for Jadon Sancho. He just doesn't want to take it. And that got me thinking. That got me thinking back to a couple of weeks ago when I was on TikTok talking about this. He has got an absolute plan in place, okay? If you saw my TikTok today, I said the same thing. This man has got a plan in place where he will, mark my words, run that contract down. He will run that contract down. He has got no interest in leaving the club unless he's paid by Manchester United or unless he goes out on loan. But guess what? He still gets paid by Manchester United. We're in a situation here where we are held over a barrel by a player who has done nothing for us, by a player who has played in the Champions League in a Dortmund side that were so much better without him. We're over a barrel by a player who Chelsea didn't even want. Now, I've had rival fans for a long time in my chat. I've had them in the TikTok videos saying, well, hang on a minute. You know, you've paid him that money. Why should he go? And you know something, in some aspects, I would agree with you. I would agree with you. I would absolutely agree with you. But this to me says everything about the person who we're talking about. This to me says everything about the mentality that this person is displaying. This says everything about the ambition that this person has. He is more than happy if it means sitting in the reserves for the whole season, doing nothing. He is happy to do that as long as he's collecting that. He will not sign for Juventus or Napoli, and mark my words on this, he will not sign for them unless they match his wages. We know that. So what's he going to do? He is going to run that contract down, people. He is going to run that contract down so that at the end of the season, he can absolutely go out there and say, I want this big fat signing on fee. I'm not really as arsed about the wages. Now, again, we go back to, as people say, well, can you blame him? I don't know Jadon Sancho. I'm never going to know Jadon Sancho. All I know is the Jadon Sancho that I have watched for the last 3.5, 4 years, okay? And from what I can see, there is nothing but problems with this man. If you think you're the player that you are, Jadon, why aren't you going out there and proving Manchester United wrong? Why aren't you going out there and proving some of the ex-pros? And there are so many ex-pros that have come out and had things to say about Jadon Sancho. To my knowledge, just off the top of my head, let's think. Paul Scholes, William Gallas. Who else? Who else? There's another one from Chelsea. Oh, John Obi Mikel, okay? 3 players that have won things, okay? 3 players that, I'm not going to call them all legends, but 3 players that I would like to think know what they're talking about, have come out for this guy repeatedly because of his nonchalant way he plays football. He doesn't trap back. So to see that we're in this situation where he has got the opportunity to go and rebuild himself. He is at this point in time probably suffering from embarrassment because Chelsea said no. Chelsea paid us 5 million quid. Chelsea paid us 5 million quid to send this guy back because what did he want? He wanted lots of this. 300 grand a week. Let me say hello to everyone before we continue. Carl, hope you are well. Yeah, pay him off the tosser, says Andy. Honestly, I don't know if it's sunburn or if it's just the anger of this guy. Bill, hope you are well. Don't exactly blame him, though, to be honest. I feel like the fault lies with the management. What management, though, Bill? What management? He's played under different managers. This isn't him just coming in under one manager. Every manager he has played for has said that there are issues there for Manchester United, granted. Doug, I hope you're well. Certainly, I'm glad that Klopp didn't buy him at Liverpool when he had the chance to. Yeah, Klopp wouldn't have stood for anything like this. We'd all do that given the opportunity, though, right? And Bill also says, I know I would. That kind of money a week to warm the bench, sign me up. Yeah, okay, Bill. In hindsight, we would all sit here, okay, and say, yeah, take that money. Take that money. But this is a lad who's 25 years old. This is a lad who I'd like to think wants to represent his country at a World Cup. This is a lad that surely wants to go out there and prove people wrong. Because let me tell you something about Jadon Sancho. He's quick enough to go onto Instagram and pop a message on there about Manchester United, about things not going his way. So here's a couple of things that I looked up. You know, I always get my notes for this. We have to start with the underperformance at Manchester United, okay? £73 million Manchester United paid for this guy back in 2021. Bearing in mind, he's come from a team in the Bundesliga where he got 50 goals and 64 assists. Okay, I'll say that again. 50 goals, 64 assists in 137 games. And what have we got? We've got a guy who in his first season, 5 goals and 3 assists in all competitions. We've got a guy who has played 82 times for Manchester United. And get this, 12 goals, 6 assists. This guy is still being offered 180 grand a week by some clubs. There are people out there that still believe this guy is absolutely worth a punt. I can't for the life of me understand why he isn't taking this opportunity. The only thing that I do now as a Manchester United fan, you better believe that I take this personally. I take this personally. I absolutely take this personally. We've got a guy there who has got so much opportunity to go and do something. And guess what? He doesn't want to do it. He wants to sit there, carry on this payload, and then go somewhere else. Now, there's two things to that. Is it because he genuinely doesn't give a fuck about football? Or is it because he thinks to himself, look, I'm gonna keep this 250 a week, and then when I go somewhere, I know it's gonna drop. What's it gonna drop to? You're still gonna be on more money than any of us could dream of. There is this tagline about footballers, okay? There is this tagline, and every non-football fan always says this to me. Why do you watch a sport when there's people running around who are paid ridiculous amounts of money for nothing, for kicking a ball? Well, this guy's proving all that right, isn't he? This guy's proving all of that right. Let me go through some of these comments before I continue. Yes, Brian, Jordan, hope you're well. My God, I can't wait for that guy to come. I need some positivity. Bill says he was a beast at Dortmund, to be fair, but it's a very, very different environment. Okay, yeah, I get that. And we are in the worst time, but he wasn't there the last 12 months. We can't really say it's a different environment. He's not been there to experience it. He went to Chelsea. Hang on a minute. I got his Chelsea stats here. I've got his Chelsea stats. 5 goals and 8 assists in 41 appearances. Is Chelsea not the right atmosphere for him? Like, why do we have to keep making excuses for this guy? Everyone makes excuses for this guy. I don't think he lit the world alight at Chelsea. Chelsea was where he wanted to be. He wanted to be in London. He got what he wanted. So what environment does this guy want? You know, if he does go to Fenerbahce, right? Jose Mourinho, do you think Jose Mourinho stands for this? Not a chance. But I get what you're saying there, Bill. Andy says, sick of these time wasters. Let's learn from these mistakes. We want players who want to play for the club. Ten Hag even gave him time off to get himself sorted. What a waste of time. I'll go through that in a second because I've got stuff on that as well, Andy. And yeah, you're right. He is a disgrace. He's an absolute disgrace. Did you see the interview, says Carl from Edison, saying he was staying at City? Does that mean Costa won't go there? As I can't see either wanting to be number 2 choice. My opinion on that, just to break away from Sancho for a second, is I think Costa goes to City next season. I don't see Manchester United signing him. We can't afford him. Which brings me to the next bit about Sancho. Sancho knows that we need to sell him. Sancho knows we have to sell him so that we can better our club. And part of me feels like there's that arrogance inside that head of his that goes, I'll fucking show you. You ain't signing anyone this summer. What? You want my wages off the wage bill? What? Hang on a minute. You want money for me? Not a chance. You're going to pay me 250 grand a week and I'm going to sit there and you are going to smile at me whilst that money goes into my bank. That's the only logic that comes behind him. Jamie says he's doing it to piss off United and be a money grabbing twat. Yeah, I can't disagree with it. I can't disagree with it. I get that, Bill. I absolutely get that. And Bill, by the way, Manchester United fans, listen to this. This will make you absolutely cry with laughter. In the last 20 minutes, I think it's Transfer News or someone like that, have dropped a tweet saying United in the race for Isak. I don't know what makes me feel more sick. A pathetic, stupid, ridiculous news fucking story like that, or the Sancho situation. What are we doing here? You can tell that these reporters are getting bored. What have we got here? Sorry, sorry, I've read that. He can't. No, and Jamie, you're absolutely right. He can't handle the Prem. He has said that he would rather go back to Dortmund or stay in the Prem. Sancho doesn't get it. I tell you what, name me a team in the Premier League in the top 10 that Sancho gets into. Honestly, name me a team now. I'll let you guys in the chat. There's a few of you here. Name me a team in the Premier League that Sancho starts for. Let me get a drink. Let me get a drink. Honestly, name me a player, a team. Sorry. There's no teams. There we go. None. Fulham, says Bill. Did they finish top 10? I think they did, didn't they? Bill, I'll take that. But okay, he wouldn't go there. But I get I agree. You've called me there. But in logic, there is no team in the Premier League that would touch him because of A, his wages, B, his attitude. There is no team in the Prem that are absolutely looking at going for something, achieving something that would touch him. And by the way, he wouldn't go to Fulham. We know that because they're not prestigious enough for him. He still believes he should be playing for a top club. Honestly. It is delusional, Bill. It is delusional. Top half, Sunderland's. Nice one, Andy. Honestly, I despair. I absolutely despair. And let's go into a few more things here, right? Okay. So disciplinary and attitude issues, because there have been a few. People can come at Manchester United about Jadon Sancho. Jadon Sancho is happy to release these little snippets and say, no, it's not me. It's not me. At the end of the day, it's absolutely not me. But there is facts here, okay? Timekeeping, massive problem. I remember the Dortmund manager, when he signed back there, coming out in an interview and saying, you have to make allowances for a person like Sancho. There are things that he can do that other people would certainly not be allowed to do, but that's what you do to get the best out of a player. I'm sorry, but that doesn't fly. That doesn't fly with me at all. If it was a Cristiano Ronaldo coming to your team, or an Erling Haaland, or an Mbappe, someone like that, going to Dortmund, then you'd say, yeah, I kind of see it. These guys are ballers. There is not a world where Jadon Sancho gets to have that preferential treatment. It's just bollocks. This didn't just persist in United, though, with timekeeping and his attitude. This was at Manchester City. This was all the way through the England youth system. This has been a problem of his for so long. Obviously, the fallout with Ten Hag will always be looked at. And I don't back Ten Hag for a lot of things, but when Ten Hag come out and said that man didn't train hard enough for Arsenal, I backed that. I absolutely backed that. You've got to remember, right, with Ten Hag, there was the well-documented story coming out that Sancho was struggling mentally. That he was suffering with mental issues, and he was really, really not he didn't feel himself. Some would say that was from the Euros. He was absolutely battered with that. And I've worked in mental health, okay, so I can sit here and say, yeah, I get that. I absolutely get that. But we bent over backwards for him. We sent him to Holland. We sent him away to get right. He come back, and he was still there with the attitude problems. I just don't understand it. I don't understand it. Then he come out after that and called himself a scapegoat. Okay, I'm being made to be a scapegoat here. What the hell do you want from us, Jadon Sancho? What the hell? Let me go through these comments. How to make a statement: take his number away and Rashford and Garnacho's, and make him train with the women's team, says Jordan. Jordan, do you know something though? I'm gonna say I disagree with that. You could take away his number, which I think is already gone, hasn't it? You could take away his place in the locker room. You could take away his parking space. You could take away his free school meals that he'd be eating at the stadium. You could take away the fact that he cannot train with the first team, the youth team, the women's team. He has to eat his dinner in the toilets. You could do all of that to him. He wouldn't care because he's still taking the money week in, week out. This isn't about Jadon Sancho trying to better himself as a player. This is about money, okay? He's got the opportunities to move on. He's not taking it. He refuses to take it. It absolutely winds me up. That's what I meant about the environment being different. Dortmund make a lot of allowances for young players. Okay, but what have Dortmund done in the last 10 years? What have Dortmund done to make them be that super team that it should be okay? Dortmund have. When was the last time Dortmund beat Bayern Munich for the title? It's years ago, wasn't it, Klopp? It's years ago. It doesn't work, and I do put some of the blame on Manchester United because, Bill, that comment makes a little sense. I do put some blame on United. United should have been looking at him as a character and saying, is this guy strong enough mentally to come to the Premier League and do what he can do? Does he have that in him, within him, to mould with these players, to be a model professional, to represent this team? Been proven wrong. He doesn't. He absolutely doesn't. Let's move on. Brian. Someone who wants to play for us. I've got some stuff to talk about with that in the bits. Don't you worry, Andy. I won't forget. Lucas says, sorry, Dan, busy tonight. Just popped in. Say have a good night. Lucas, I hope you're well, mate. If you want to take Sancho, by the way, take him. Absolutely take him. Can we terminate his contract? I don't think United want to do that. I absolutely don't think they want to do it. And as Bill's just said, you'd have to pay off his contract. You'd have to pay him what we are going to pay him that money regardless. No matter what happens, Jadon Sancho is going to get that money that he is contracted to weekly. He's going to get it one way or another. This is why players should be sacked. If I don't perform at work, I would be sacked. There was a story that came out, right? There was a story, and I thought, this is absolute nonsense. If this is the way that football's going, stop it now. I don't want to watch it anymore. And I think it was Lassana Diarra who come out. Was it Lassana Diarra? He come out and said that a player should be allowed to essentially give their notice and say, I'm leaving the football team. I don't want to be here anymore. I'm walking away from a contract. That, to me, is the biggest pile of shit I've ever heard. That, to me, if you do that, what's the point in having transfers anymore? This would go to non-league football where you can slap in a 7-day request. Player says yes, in they come. That would make an absolute mockery. But players like Jadon Sancho, can you imagine that? I don't like it here. They've told me I've got to get to training on time. I'm off. Do me a fucking favour. The other thing we've got here with Sancho as well, it's worth noting that has he ever fit a system that Manchester United have played? Now, he wanted to play out on the left, which was Marcus Rashford's position. When he wanted to play out on the left, Rashford was in absolute form of his life. He was hitting that purple patch. He was scoring goals. Is this where we've failed him maybe? The formations don't work? Because there are Manchester United fans, and I don't know if any of you are, any of them here, that say, I wouldn't mind seeing Sancho back playing for us in that 10 position. I don't want this guy anywhere near the club. I don't want him anywhere near the club. Let that be known now. He cannot have a future at this club. He doesn't want one. But there is no chance that we can let a player like him come back because he would make a mockery of what we are trying to achieve. Him and his mate Rashford, just get the fuck out of this club. If players can do it, then clubs should be able to do it the same way. Well, this is it, isn't it? Can you imagine a player if they turn around and say, actually, we don't want you anymore. Here's your 2 weeks' notice. You're off. It would cause a catastrophe. Sancho just cares about money and now Rashford. Yeah, absolutely. Bill says, but on the flip side of that, in any other job, you can hand in your notice. It's a bit contradictory to talk about being sacked in your job for not performing, then not take that into account. What do you mean? I don't get that. Hang on, let me reread that. This is the heat. You can hand your notice in. It's a bit contradictory to talk about being sacked in your job for not performing, but then not take it into account. Yeah, but we don't sign the same sort of contract, do we? In work employment is different to football employment. Jesus Christ. I'd happily take an appearance. I would love an appearance fee at work. I would love to walk in every day and go, that's another 20 quid. That's my appearance fee. Oh, I've just passed an audit. That's an extra 50 quid on my bonus. Oh, I'd love it. Imagine if you could factor what is in football contracts into our contract, into our work contracts. Be a fucking millionaire. But if you really want to play for the club, you would play in any position you're asked to and give 100%. Well, unfortunately, Carl, that doesn't happen anymore. Players now won't do that. Gone are the days where you see these players that are happy to just be part of the team and do anything to get involved in the team and will play anywhere. Wayne Rooney must have played in 9 different positions for Manchester United at any point in his career at Manchester United. This doesn't happen anymore. This doesn't happen anymore. Yeah, I know what you're saying, Andy. I know what you're saying. We'll move on. We will move on. Jordan says, Sir Matt and Sir Bobby would turn in. Yeah, honestly. Some of these club legends, what would some of these club legends actually think of the way that this guy has essentially portrayed himself to Manchester United? I don't get it. On a more positive note, now it isn't Brian news. It isn't Brian news. I wish it was Brian news, but we are still waiting. There is still like 2.5 million in this. I just want that. I just want that fucking here we go. I want that medical book so we can have some positivity. Because at the moment, we're being held back by the negativity of players that have said they don't want to be here, but still seem to be here. Here we are. We're talking about Brian. Brian. We are waiting and waiting and waiting for you. We have waited for this guy what seems like an eternity, when in actual fact, news only broke a couple of weeks ago. Was it 2 or 3 weeks ago? For me now, we have to focus on positivity. This is going to keep rumbling on in the background. Once we get the Brian news, I do feel like this will change the whole mood set amongst fans. We will, and I think actually when you look at the fact that people like Sancho and Rashford and Garnacho still think they could actually do something at this club, I think they think they're that good. We're changing the whole dynamic. We are changing the whole dynamic with the signings that we are bringing in. We are bringing in hard workers. We are bringing in people that understand that they want to play for the badge. They want to play and represent for the club. This hasn't happened for a long time. Jordan, what are the chances, do you think, of a here we go tomorrow? Because at the moment, I stick by what I say. I think this will happen on the 1st of July. I absolutely think it will happen on the 1st of July. I don't see us getting it anytime soon, which absolutely is just frustrating the shit out of me. Has anyone seen the news about Gyökeres as well today? Let me bring him up. There he is, Gyökeres. It seems to be coming back, doesn't it? It seems to be coming back. We have, exactly, Andy. There you go. Andy, I'll come to that in a second, Jordan. Gyökeres, it seems, has now had a change of heart. Imagine that now that Sesko looks like he's going to Arsenal. Imagine that. Didn't we all just say like 2 weeks ago this would happen? I'm not bothered. I'm going to say it right now. I said that I would be I'd feel uneasy about it if he come to Manchester United after saying he wanted to go to Arsenal. But do you know what that guy can do to make me feel better, to quell that fear? I'll tell you what he can do. He can turn up to Old Trafford on the first game of the season and bang one in the top corner against Arsenal and celebrate by touching the badge, which they do. Footballers do. You know, we know they're fickle. So from what I'm led to believe, it's coming out in different sources. But there is now apparently a direct conversation between Manchester United and Sporting Lisbon. We all know that Sporting Lisbon are looking at Suarez, not Luis Suarez, to hopefully get him in as the replacement. Things are going to start happening really quick. We've said this for a while. That once things start, which I still believe will be the 1st of July, it's going to start rocketing. If we can get Gyökeres in, as I alluded to last night, I genuinely feel like we are changing the way that the front three are going to play, and I think it strikes the fear of God into teams that we play as well. Which one was about Brian? Oh, sorry, Carl. Yeah, so Carl put, I saw that 60 million is agreed. It's just literally the add-ons that they are finishing and discussing. In fact, actually, we got a couple of Newcastle fans in here. We've got Bill and we've got hello. Yes, big up. It's me, Everest. What are your thoughts on the news today that apparently Newcastle have said that United are making the market a little too much with the signings and what we're paying for Brian and what we're paying for Cunha? That can't be right, surely. That can't be right. You can't tell me that Newcastle are actually saying that. I can't see how they are. One was a release clause that we've paid. The other one, I don't think we're overpaying for Brian at all. I don't think we're overpaying for him at all. Jamie says, hasn't transfers been accepted between the clubs? About Brian, yeah, it's just literally with him, we are just working out the add-ons. Like I said a couple of days ago, you never put it past Manchester United to turn around and say, okay, we'll give you 5 million when we win the Champions League. That is not going to happen. No one's that stupid to believe United are going to win the Champions League anytime soon. So it has to be a case of, I think, goals, appearances, maybe an FA Cup or a League Cup win, something like that. I think that's what they're looking at. And you can't blame them for wanting to do that. They're losing one of their best assets. It's Me Everest says, maybe it's the league position they're questioning about. In what sense? Because we finished so low and we're still able to spend what we are spending. Is that what you're trying to say? It's Me Everest. Let me know. But either way, this is what has to happen now. We are still in that situation where we have to sell to buy. Is Gyökeres, if we can't sell anybody else, is Gyökeres literally the final person we can sign? And I'll put it to you guys. If we finish this transfer window with literally Gyökeres, Bryan and Cunha, where do Manchester United finish at the end of the season? Without a midfielder, we don't have a wing back, we don't get a goalkeeper. Where do Manchester United finish there? Because it changes where I think we finish. It changes where I think we finish. It absolutely changes where I think we finish. Yeah, okay. I mean, but even so, though, even so with that, It's Me Everest. Like, is it our fault that we still have the pull? Or is it, we are still a big club? I know, look, I get it. There's the debt with club, but there are so many clubs in this league that have got debt and that have got problems. I don't agree with it. I don't agree with it. I know Newcastle wanted him, and maybe it's just sour milk there. I don't know. 65 million altogether. Yeah, I've seen that too, Jamie. Jordan says, I've got more chances of marrying Dua Lipa than Man United winning the Yeah, look, I tell you what, let's put in the comments here, what are there more chances of than Manchester United winning the league? What are there more chances of than Manchester United winning the league? You tell me. There is a whole bunch of things that there are more chances. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Top six, says Carl. Top six, says Carl. Gyökeres gets you 6th to 7th, says It's Me Everest. Okay. Maybe it's I'm in such a bad mood tonight. Maybe it's because of the Sancho news that I'm feeling pessimistic. Normally I come on here and I'm absolutely buzzing. This guy is absolutely just taking everything from me, taking the happiness away from me. Yes, Alex, hope you are well. Hope you are well. Thank you very much, my friend. Make sure you are liking and subscribing if you are new, buddy. Me winning the lottery, says Carl. I love this one. Arsenal winning the Premier League. That is absolutely class. I'll tell you what there's more chances of than Manchester United winning the league. And I'll say this, winning the Champions League. There's more chance of the Premier League finding City guilty of the 115. That's how there is more chance of the Premier League winning that fight against City than us getting anywhere near winning the Champions League. It's just nonsense. It's absolute nonsense. I can't deal with it. I can't deal with it. Jadon fucking Sancho, man. Jadon Sancho. Sorry, Andy. I can't get him out of my head, mate. Newcastle are top 5, being forced by PSN not to spend while the Saudi sheiks are ready to splurge cash. While United being 16th, sorry, I fucking wish it was 6th. Still can still spend. That's their salty agenda, I'm guessing. Do you know something? With the PSR, I am not sitting here like some of these streamers. I watch some of these streamers come on and they go, well, it's because of this, this, and this, and this. And they haven't got a fucking clue what they're talking about. Some do. Others, I think, wing it. I am certainly not going to sit here and say I know a thing about the PSR bollocks there. Because it changes all the time. We're in a situation now where Chelsea can sell their women's football club. Aston Villa are now selling their women's football club because it makes more money. It gets them in the PSR. I don't have a clue what it is because it seems the goalposts seem to change so many times. But yeah, that's fair. I'll take that. You know me, it's Me Everest. I'll always take it on board. Carl says, according to Egbon Lahore, Arsenal are shopping at Asda, lol. I don't think they are. I don't think they are. I think they've done okay. I think they need a striker, and I think they're looking obviously at Sesko. Sesko could come in and essentially push them to win in the league. They're looking at Eze as well, man. Eze to Arsenal. That is a stunning signing. I don't even like saying that. It makes me feel ill saying that. It absolutely does. Yeah, we will just have to wait. So, with Gyökeres saying he'd rather Arsenal, I'd rather not have him and believe in Rasmus. Jamie. Oh, Jamie. I'm not getting angry. I wore the wrong shirt with this fucking sunburn. I think Rasmus is done, brother. Bro, I think Rasmus is done. There's in the Premier League, we see players that we feel can come here and achieve things and absolutely bang, and it doesn't work out. We've seen it. Do you remember Shevchenko? Everyone expected Shevchenko back in the day to come and absolutely wallop this league, and he wasn't anything special, was he? He wasn't anything special. He didn't fit in the team. I just feel like with Rasmus, I think the time for us back in Rasmus is just come and gone. He had a decent-ish spell in his first season over Christmas. I think it was 7-7, wasn't it? Since then, we've still been looking for this striker. I just feel like when we've just come off the back of a season with Rasmus and Xerxes, and I know people twerk for Xerxes, scoring, what was it, 15, 16 goals between them. I can't back Rasmus. I can't get behind having him stay at the club. He seems like a nice guy, seems like a lovely guy, seems like he wants to get his head down and work. And look, that's what we want, players like that. But you've got to have ability, bro. And I just don't think that Rasmus, I think his time's up. And look, here's the other caveat to that. If we can sell Rasmus to Inter Milan, because that's still bobbing about. If we can sell him to Napoli, that's still bobbing about. Make the sale. Make the sale now. Yeah, of course. Andy, Welbeck every time. You know my thoughts on Danny Welbeck. I wouldn't bring Danny Welbeck in before, just in case anybody's never heard my terminology on this before. I wouldn't bring Danny Welbeck back to be the star striker. Absolutely not. But what I would bring Welbeck back for is to be that striker that's been there, done it with Manchester United, been there, done it around the Premier League. He's been involved in teams that have been so good, so easy on the eye. And this has always come with such a stellar attitude from him. I think he'd be great for the youngsters at Manchester United. I would happily have Welbeck do what Johnny Evans has just done, 100%. He's back. He is back training to second best, and yeah, hopefully with Brian and Cunha behind, he gets better service. Okay, Jamie. In fact, I love doing this. You know this, Jamie. So I like to put this to everybody who's watching. With Cunha and with Brian, how many goals does Højlund score for Manchester United? How many goals? Simple question. I'm assuming you mean Danny Welbeck there, Bill. I agree with that. How many goals would Rasmus Højlund, Premier League goals, let's take out just Premier League, well, Premier League is the only fucking thing we're in. How many Premier League goals do you think that Rasmus Højlund would score with those two behind him? I would be willing to stick my neck out and say, at the very best, 10. 10 Premier League goals. Is that enough to be the Manchester United striker? I'm going to bring this out again. Oh, hell no! Definitely not. That is not enough to be a striker for Manchester United. There you go. Bill said exactly the same. He said exactly the same. And with strikers, okay, this is what you need with strikers. You need consistency. You need a striker that can go on a 4, 5, 6, 7 game winning run, scoring run, that no matter what he does, it comes in and out and it bounces off. It bounces off his arse. Carl, hang on a second. Right, let me have a look. Let me have a look with this. We'll keep talking. We'll keep talking about it. And it's me, Everest. Yeah, exactly the same. 10. 10 goals is not enough to be a Manchester United striker. I've got to see this. This had better be reputable sources. Don't give me hope. Don't give me hope. I can't see anything. The only thing I've got is breaking news that Twanzabi's gone to Burnley. Whoop-de fucking do. I can't. Where are you seeing it, Carl? Where are you seeing it? You can't do this to us. You can't do this to us, mate. You absolutely can't do this to us. I can't see it. If I can't see it, I'm not believing it, because look, I've had my fingers burnt before. And what I'll do is I'll throw this back. No, Twanzabi went to Ipswich. He's been at Ipswich for 2 years. He's been at Ipswich. He's gone but he just come up on my new feed. Jamie says there was only Bruno who could find a pass, and he's playing deep So with better players around, hopefully Rasmus can do better. Jamie, I've got a feeling you're his agent. Don't make me Google your name and check if you're his agent. It's all love, of course, you know that. And Bill also says, I feel a bit bad for Rasmus, to be honest, because he was brought as the next Haaland, but he was never going to be that. Yeah, but okay, so here's the problem with that, Bill. Here's the problem, not the comment, not the comment. Here's the problem with young players nowadays. We've got it with Garnacho. Stop trying to be the next fucking Ronaldo, Messi, Haaland. Why aren't there players coming out trying to be the first of their own? Do you think people like Jamie Vardy looked and went, oh my God, I'd love to be Michael Owen. I'm going to be like Mike. No, they come out and they forge a career path for themselves. You're not going to be remembered as a cheap ripoff. We've seen that. The Wish version of, I had long hair. I don't know if any of you saw me on 12th Man. I had longish hair and I was called the Wish version of Jack Grealish, which was, I can only say embarrassing for Jacko, to be fair. He must have been absolutely traumatized if he'd have seen that. In Buemo, latest on Google, and load of reports from. Okay, let's just do this. Has anybody else seen this? And Buemo. Okay, guys. It's time to get fucking excited. I take it back. Carl. I take it back, brother. Ben Jacobs has just tweeted it. We are looking good. Okay, we are looking good. Let me see if I can bring it up. It's coming all over now. It's coming all over. There's loads of people reporting it. There is loads of people reporting it. This is a fantastic end to a sunburnt Jadon Sancho killing my fucking ideas of Manchester United becoming a team that we can all love and believe in again. This is what we want. This is what I want. And I'm so fucking buzzing for this. So buzzing. Yes, of course, Bill. I don't think Rasmus hit that big in Serie A compared to Haaland. Haaland didn't play in Serie A. But I get what you're saying. No, he hasn't. His career trajectory hasn't been great, has it? What did he score? 11 goals for Atalanta? It's not enough. Yes, Ben Bomber. Ben Jacobs, by the way. Guys, Ben Jacobs on Twitter, he has got everything really, really, really good this season. When you look at some of these in the nose, that they sort of throw things and hope it sticks. He has been consistent this season. He's absolutely been consistent. Absolutely consistent. What else have we got here? For someone his age, he's had so much pressure on him. Now he could be less. It could be less on Rasmus. I don't like to give up on players that still try for the club. And Jamie, I've got no problem with that. Look, like I just said about him, his attitude has been fine at Manchester United. His attitude has been fine. And do you know something? Maybe we are giving up on him too easily. But unfortunately, I think if you bring in a Gyökeres, if you bring in, don't say Vlahovic. I don't want Vlahovic. But let's go with Gyökeres, right? Say you bring in a Gyökeres. Well, Gyökeres is coming in to start every game. He will then be fighting with Xerxes to be the backup striker. I don't see him getting many minutes. You've got Chida Obi as well, which I think it would damage. If we get Gyökeres, I think Højlund himself would want to leave. I think he absolutely would want to leave. I always see sides working for average players coming through to the club just to be proven wrong. Do you know something, though? It's me, Everest. We all do it. I was, I don't know if I should say this on stream, but I'll admit it. We signed Weghorst, and I was like, do you know something? Hard worker. This guy will be passion. He will be passion. He'll get goals for us. What the hell was I thinking? What the hell? Schweinsteiger as well. When we signed Schweinsteiger, even though everything about me said this guy, we've caught him too late in his career. We've caught him too late. Everything about me should have said that, but it didn't. I went, we got Schweinsteiger. This guy's going to be an absolute baller. And what happened? Too old. Sesko, no, Sesko's going to go to Arsenal. I think Arsenal have worked too hard on Sesko for it to just crumble. I genuinely do. I would love to be in fucking Arsenal's position here, though, Bill. I would love to be in Arsenal's position here. Benjamin Sesko doesn't want to come. Oh well, we'll just go get Gyökeres then. That's the dream scenario. I remember when Manchester United back in the day used to have that same problem where we would go out and look at these players and we'd go, well, it's either one of the two of these absolute ballers. We're going to go with him. We break a player's heart by not bringing them to Manchester United. So I'm jealous of that. Yeah, look, things happen. It's me, Everest. People make mistakes. I'll take that. I'll hold that out. Guys, look, before I continue, just to please remind you all, if you are new to the channel, make sure that you like and subscribe. We are on the road to 1K. We are starting this. I started with YouTube, with TikTok, but I want to get on YouTube. I want to experience YouTube more so. And there's more things I can do for you. I mean, look, I can bring up pictures like this bozo, can't I? Not that we want to see pictures like that. But I am enjoying YouTube a lot more, I must say. So YouTube for me is where I'm going to stay. And I am working on bringing some people onto the show. There are going to be some familiar faces, guys. And I'm really excited to announce soon who they're going to be. But if you guys got any questions for me tonight, I am absolutely burning up. So I won't be here for the full hour. I'm red raw. Any questions before we wrap this up, guys? Any questions at all? Jesus Christ, honestly, I don't think I've ever drank so much water since coming back. I've been at a bloody insurance expo today, and it's no, we're not there yet, mate. We're not there yet. We're not there yet, mate. We're on the road. We're on the road. We are on the road to it, Bill. That's the dream. That's the dream. To be fair, Gyökeres could end up a flop in the Premier League. Not a definite, but that he will cook. Yeah, but okay, Jamie. Out of the two, if you're having the offer at the moment, who are you taking? We're all taking Gyökeres, even you, surely. You should also start raiding channels when you end the stream. Yeah, I might start doing that. I'm thinking of changing the time that we go live as well, guys, because I think 9 o'clock may be a bit late. I feel like it may be a bit late for some people. I know Mrs. Robinson will certainly start kicking off once Love Island has finished. I think he will. I think she will absolutely kick off. What's that? Is that 100% to the time there, Bill? Is that 100% to the time, mate? What's that? Is that 100% to the time? Honestly, I'm sweltering. I got no excuse then, have I? It's me, Everest. Where are you? Are you actually in Dubai? Where are you? 2:42. What's that? 5 hours ahead. Where are you? Where? Well, don't give me an exact address. I don't want to do that. Why did I say Dubai? Bangladesh. Bloody hell. Fair play to you. And you're staying up for little old me. I tell you what. Do you know something? When this channel makes it big time and I start sending stuff out to people, you will be one of the first people. Jesus Christ. Fair play to you. Guys, we're going to leave it there. We will be. Oh, yeah, we would absolutely pick Gyökeres. We're going to leave it there, guys. We are going to have an early night because, as you can see, look at the state of this. That is, I mean, for a guy who has still got remnants of ginger there, this weather has not been kind to me today. We will be back at 9 o'clock tomorrow. Can't wait to see if we have got any more news on Brian. Hopefully we've got some more transfer news to come in because everything's going quite quiet at the moment. I can't wait for football. You can't wait for football. I can't wait to see you guys tomorrow night. I will see if it's 8 o'clock. You can watch. Absolutely fucking not, Andy. I will see you all on the flip side. Dan United.